Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how I got my piece representing Malta in a yarn bombing event which was held in Barzano back in June, which is in northern Italy. This was my crocheted piece which measured 1 meter by 80, and here it is hanging in all its glory in Italy. I feel so proud, although not much people know about it, but I still think I did my part to represent Malta. So Paola from Yarn Bombing Barzano reached out to me on Instagram asking me if I would like to participate in a yarn bombing event together with other creators where we get to create our piece. And this way I would be able to showcase it somewhere in Italy, which I thought it was cool. So I said yes right away. But I had only a month's time to create and send it to be on time for the event. So I had to get to work and I had to be resourceful and make use of any yarn I have around. It did not need to be perfect, but it had to be big and visible. So, having this opportunity, I knew I wanted to represent Malta in one way or another. Hello everyone, welcome to my office. I will now show you the process of how I planned, made the pattern, designed it, in order to have a final piece where I can follow and create my design. So, let me take you with me. I will now show you the process of how I designed it and the ideas, and also how I measured the swatch, and obviously I had to make a swatch to determine how big my pattern would be. Basically I will take you on my screen. I will screen record, and voiceover Altia will assist you. So it's voiceover Altea here, and opening my Samsung Notes and using my pen, I wrote down some ideas of what I want in my design and got to work on a sketch. I knew I wanted to represent Malta, so I went for the traditional Maltese boat with a Maltese flag in the background and just let my ideas and design flow. So this is my swatch. I started off with 20 chains and I have went up 7 rows. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of treble stitches, since I want to make quite a large project for my yarn bombing event. I wanted my piece to stand out and obviously show off from a distance. Therefore, I've decided to make a treble stitch. And now I will use my cute little bobby pins to see how many rows and stitches I can fit in a 10 centimeter 10 by 10 square. So in my 10 centimeters, I will need about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, nearly 12 to 13 stitches. And as for rows, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little bit, so let's take it's about 5.5. I kept this on hook as I will be needing all the yarn I can get, since I'm doing this project from yarn scraps. So that's my swatch. Now, I will go back to the screen to show you my calculations. Having 5.5 by 13 stitches, I will need to find 100 centimeters, so I will do simple maths, which is, since I know how many I have for a 10 centimeter, I am able to find how many I need for 100 centimeters, meaning that I will multiply 13 stitches by 100 and then divide it by 10 centimeters from my swatch, which will then give me 130 stitches. That means that I need 130 chains and eventually columns when I design this in Stitch Fiddle. And again, once I multiply 5.5 by 80 centimeters and divide it by 10 centimeters, it will give me 44, which this will mean that I have 44 rows to work. So now that you know how many rows and columns that you need, I will take you to Stitch Fiddle, and from there I will show you how I designed my drawing and turned it into a pattern through Stitch Fiddle. So let's go into the screen once again. So here I am on my profile. I'm going to select Create New Chart. We will select either of these. I will select Crochet and I will select Crochet with colors. Now I will, since I'm doing my own design, I will select Empty Chart. As for rows, we require 44, and columns I will create 1, 3, 2, a number which I can easily divide into 4, and create chart. And here we have our empty chart. These are the colors provided right away by the program, but you can change these. So let me just tell you what I will be using from up here. Mainly it's the zoom, since it's a big project. You can go big or go small in order to see the details. So let's start designing. Now I have downloaded my design on my tablet, and I will be using a pen which came with my tablet, and I will cross out each and every box that I have crocheted. You can go ahead and print it out, see what's best for you, but make sure to have it physically, that you can cross out each box that you would have crocheted. This way you will stay on track of which stitches you have worked already and which are not. I will show you the first bit, how I will change the colors, how to count each box. Let's first choose the colors. I obviously will be using the yellow that I have used for the swatch. I will just frog it, as I won't be needing this, and I need plenty of yarn. I think I have all the yarn I need. Let me show you. Now that I have all the yarn, I will first get my yarn bowl. Here's my bowl. I have created this myself. If you haven't watched the video, I will link it up here. So this will help me separate the yarn. Next, I will be using a 5mm hook, as scissors. If you want, you can use bobby pins in order to help you keep the colors separate, because you will have a slight of a bit confusion. Depends how many colors you will introduce. Let me take you above and I'll show you while I'm working. So to start off, I will just use the white yarn. This is just a personal preference, in order to stitch the chains, to work my chains. I will use double the yarn, since this would be the outline. I want it to be secure. Well, I will start off with stitch 132 chains, and then we will start off with our first row, which will be starting off with the blue. So I have my pen ready, my white yarn, and then I will be using the blue. So let's go ahead and chain 132. So now I will join my blue yarn, and to start off I need to stitch 34 in blue, and then I have 2 in red. Slip stitch to include the blue, and then I will chain 3 using the blue. This will be my first box, so our first stitch. Now I have 33 to go, so I will yarn over twice, will go into my next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, yarn over and pull through 3 times. I will just cut the white. And make a tie. And I will move on to create 32 more trebles. I will come back when I'm going to change the red color. So I am on my 33rd stitch. I still need to do another blue stitch, and then I need to change to red. But I will show you how to make this color change. I'm using 2 strands of red, which is a stitch thin compared to my blue. Okay, we have our ends. Before I change my color, I have to do the 34th in blue. So first, I will treble, but the last yarn over, I won't be doing it in blue, but in red, in order for the next stitch to be completely red. Now, I will keep my blue yarn at the back. Now be careful, you will have a front side and the back side to determine which will be your front and your back. In order to, when you change the color, you always put the yarn at the back side. So now I have 2 in red. But for my last yarn over, I won't be using the red, as now I have to change to yellow. So this is the time where you have to start coordinating your colors. Now, as for the yellow, I need, so we have 69 yellow stitches. Right now the colors are reminding me of Harley Quinn. So since obviously if you have different thickness of yarn, your shape also might vary, also the size of the pattern. So just bear in mind that if you are a perfectionist, I cannot do anything differently, as I need a lot of yellow, and this is the only ball of yarn I have in yellow. So I'm hoping that this will last for all the yellow boxes that I require. So I will finish off my first row and show you how to start on working on your second row. Hold on. Before I go to row 2, I need to show you. Next to my white, I will now require to do the red. So we have already crocheted some red. Now you can either take the red at the back like so, obviously make sure that you leave and it is not too tight, or else it will shrink your project, and then use this to change the color with, but obviously you're going to waste so much yarn. Or else you can create a bobbin with that same yarn, unless you have extra yarn balls. So I will use the bobbin to change from white to red. Actually, these colors are reminding me of Snow White. She was my favorite princess when I was young. Now, when you're at the end and we are going to start working on row 2, I will just chain 3, turn my work. That means you have to turn around all your colors. So first we have the red, then I have my white, then I have my yellow, then my reds and my blue. And now I will start working row 2, which will be red from this way onwards. So now my chains actually have to be in brown. So I will now introduce the new brown color. Actually, as we did previously, the last yarn over will be done in my new color. Chain 3, turn over, and now I will start making triple crochets in brown, and we have 5 in brown. So my first one is worked. The first 3 change count as the first stitch. So now I move on to my second stitch. Our fifth, use our red. Since the area is very small, I will move this over, leave a little bit of a tail, and yarn over using the red. This will be the back side, so it won't matter much, but if you want it clean, you can just cut it off and start over here. So I will have the brown, move it, and any color changes, I will all do them on the same side. If you make a mistake, just unravel and do it over. As you can see, this is my back side where I have all the color changes happening, and this is my front. And now I will just continue following the pattern and obviously marking off the boxes which I have worked. Choose your own way of marking the boxes. And now I will just continue crocheting my long and huge design. That's basically the explanation of how you can create your own design, turn it into a pattern, and then follow the grid. If you have any questions, just pop them down below and I will be happy to answer. And now I will take you along with me to continue this enormous, but I look forward to finishing it off.
The next day.
Hi guys, it's another day today, and so far I am on round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm working on row 7. This is what I have so far. I have all my colors here, and it is about 1 meter long as I wanted it to be. I didn't have much time to work on it, but I managed to do at least maybe 2 hours, I think, and that got me to row number 7. So today I will keep on working on it, and let's see how much I managed to make.